And we're going to dive right into the importance of food safety. So the next few slides are extracted from the Center for Disease Control. The CDC did one of the most extensive reports and analysis on food safety and foodborne illnesses specifically. This CDC report ranged from 1998 to 2008. And what they really wanted to understand is 3 layers of details. And this is the first layer of detail. First of all, how many people each year are affected from foodborne illnesses? And that's on average, in this 10-year period where CDC did the report, about 9 million people per year are affected by a foodborne illness. And as a lot of you know, a lot of these foodborne illnesses are not actually reported. So this 9 million is only accounting for people who have reported that they have been affected by a foodborne illness. So the first level of detail is, okay, there have been 9 million people affected by foodborne illnesses. Let's talk about what categories, what product categories are affected. So here we've got the highest product category that with this 9 million affected rate is plants at a 51%. So plants as a product category contribute to the highest amount of foodborne illnesses per year. The next, shortly after plants, is animals at 42%. A lot of you know, if you are one of the members and get the recall reminders and notifications from FDA, USDA, you know that a lot of these recalls are actually about plants and land animals, so these numbers start to make sense with you. If you aren't on those, I highly encourage you to get onto those federal websites and sign up to be on the recall notification list. It's hugely beneficial, not only for you to really understand what contributors there are, but also these may be affected by your supply chain. Perhaps somebody who's distributing an ingredient for you is affected and you need to know, right? So firsthand. And then the last category is aquatic, just merely at a 6%. So really the first slide is to really understand, okay, 9 million people affected, what are the greatest contributing product categories? And we have plants and animals as the top 2 largest contributors. Moving on, so now that we know that plants and land animals are the 2 huge contributors, let's talk about what specific product types are contributing within these large macro categories. So if we start with the plant category, the single highest percentage contributing to plant recalls is the category of leafy vegetables. Now, for a lot of you, this may make sense. This is talking about things like kale, things like Swiss chard, things like spinach, right? We all know there's been a lot of huge spinach recalls. So in terms of the plant category, the single most contributing aspect is leafy vegetables. So that is a high care area that we really want to keep note of. And then moving on to the land category, so the single most contributing type of product in the land animal category is poultry at 19%. A lot of us know salmonella is a huge foodborne illness associated with poultry, and we'll go further into detail. But this is kind of the second layer of detail in understanding what are specific product types within each category. And then the last layer is, okay, now we know plants and land animals are really huge contributors. Let's talk about what specific foodborne pathogens are contributing to the most of these illnesses. Starting with plants, green leafy vegetables were our biggest contributor, and 22% of those were related to E. coli 0157H7. And so this is one that we often see. It's absolutely lethal. It's a really big deal. So we see that now this is the biggest contributor in this plants category. And moving on to land animals, a combination here of Listeria and Salmonella contributed to 19% of the poultry and land animal category. So now we know what specific foodborne pathogens are contributing to each category. Land animals, we have poultry, 19% are Listeria and Salmonella, and plants, we have green leafy vegetables, E. coli 0157H7.